Imagine for a moment that everything you seek to ease anxiety, calm your heart, and balance your energy is not in a distant temple or exotic remedy, but in a simple point hidden in your wrist. A point that ancient Chinese sages called the key of 100 diseases. An invisible door, tiny, that opens with the pressure of your own fingers and yet contains centuries of mystery, practice, and profound power. The history of humanity is filled with searches, formulas to cure the body, methods to heal the mind, secrets to pacify the spirit and soul. But what would you think if I told you that one of those secrets has been with you always, beating right beneath your skin? That point is called PC-6 or Neiguan, and for more than 2,000 years it has been considered a center of balance, a guardian of the heart, and a bridge between serenity and vitality. Tradition describes it as an energetic portal. Touching it is like turning the key of a forgotten lock. Suddenly, the flow liberates itself, tensions dissolve, and what seemed impossible becomes natural and effortless. This is why they called it the point of 100 diseases, not because it is a magical cure for everything, but because its activation awakens the harmony-sustaining health at all levels of being and consciousness. This video will be a journey of discovery. First, we will explore the historical and philosophical roots of this point, understanding why entire cultures venerated it as a treasure of the human body. Then, we will discover its exact location, so you learn to find and activate it within yourself. I will reveal the benefits that tradition and experience attribute to it. From calming palpitations and dizziness, to harmonizing emotions, and opening the mind to profound clarity. Beyond the physical, we will also enter its spiritual dimension, because PC-6 is not only an acupressure point, but a bridge between heart and mind, a reminder that true healing does not occur only in the body, but in the union of all our dimensions and essence. So open your mind, let your curiosity awaken, and accompany me in discovering a millennial secret that perhaps was waiting for this precise moment to reveal itself in your life and transform your reality. The PC-6 point is in your wrist, but its power touches every corner of your being. Today, together, we will decipher it completely. From time immemorial, humanity has sought points of connection between visible and invisible. PC-6, Neiguan, belongs to that sacred lineage of secret places where physical and spiritual intertwine. The most ancient records of traditional Chinese medicine spoke of the pericardium not only as a membrane enveloping the heart, but as a guardian of vital essence. They said the heart was the emperor, and the pericardium, with its energetic channels, acted as counselor and protector. Within that meridian network, Neiguan shone as a privileged door. By pressing it, sages affirmed that the heart became serene and the spirit recovered equilibrium. Over centuries, Taoist physicians baptized it as the key of 100 diseases, not literally, but as a metaphor of its versatility. It was capable of calming the body, clearing the mind, and opening inner breath. Chinese wisdom never understood disease as isolated accident, but as an imbalance in qi flow, vital energy. Neiguan, by harmonizing that flow, became essential for restoring lost unity. This knowledge was transmitted in spiritual circles, where it was attributed protective power against emotional disturbances. Monks and meditation practitioners used it to quiet the mind before entering profound, contemplative states. For them, activating PC-6 was like sealing the wall of the inner city. The heart remained protected, and mental clarity could flourish without interference. Beyond China, other cultures also intuited the relationship between wrist and heart. In India, certain yoga practices mention the connection between nadis, energy channels, and cardiac centers through the arms. In Egypt, amulets and bracelets were placed on the wrist, with the belief that they reinforced the heart's and soul's vitality. Though names and forms differed, the intuition remained the same. The wrist is a crossroads, a point of access to interior mystery. Philosophically, PC-6 reminds us that healing does not depend only on external remedies, but on the capacity to activate resources already within us. It is a symbol of inner power, a key that was always in your hand, awaiting recognition. Ancestral wisdom teaches that great secrets are not hidden in distant mountains or closed temples, but in the human body itself, which is a microcosm of the universe. Neiguan is not only an anatomical point, it is a living metaphor reminding us that true medicine begins with conscious connection between heart and mind, between energy and spirit. PC-6 Neiguan is not simply an anatomical location, but a threshold. For ancient sages, this point was like a secret door in a fortified wall, direct access to the heart, but also to the spirit dwelling there. This is why they said, whoever knew this point possessed the key to 100 paths, because they could not only relieve the body, but also pacify the mind and liberate the soul. To begin, understand its location and symbolism. It is found on the inner face of the forearm, 3 finger widths from the wrist crease precisely between the 2 main tendons. Why exactly there? Taoist physicians affirmed that tendons were like rivers conducting the heart's energy toward the hand, and that between those channels flows a hidden spring. That spring is Neiguan, the inner gate. By pressing or stimulating it, a phenomenon occurs explained through metaphor. Imagine your energetic system as a network of water channels. When one channel obstructs, the current becomes turbid and life loses clarity. By activating PC-6, it is like opening a gate. Water flows again, carrying with it accumulated sediment and restoring original purity. Physically, it is attributed immediate benefits. It calms palpitations, reduces anxiety, improves breathing, and relieves nausea or dizziness. But behind these effects lies something deeper. This point regulates the relationship between heart and mind. The heart, in Chinese vision, is not only a pump that beats, it is the throne of spirit. And the mind, when disturbed, tends to agitate that throne, filling with noise what should be silence. By activating PC-6, it is as if an invisible guardian closed the doors to outer tumult, returning to the emperor, the heart, its dignity and serenity. We can imagine it also as a bridge. On one side, the mind with its incessant thoughts. On the other, the heart with its silent language. In the middle, Neiguan, sustaining the union. By pressing it, you not only relieve physical symptoms, but restore the lost dialogue between these 2 internal kingdoms. This is why they called it point of 100 diseases. Because by equilibrating heart and mind, the root of many ailments unravels. Tradition teaches that most diseases begin in a qi disorder, provoked by repressed emotions, stress, or internal imbalance. PC-6, by harmonizing these flows, acts as preventive and restorative medicine. In other words, Neiguan is like a hidden switch in your wrist that, when activated, returns light to your entire system. It is not external miracle, but the awakening of a mechanism your own body already carried, inscribed in its most ancient maps. If, in the first part, we saw PC-6 as a bridge between heart and mind, now we enter the more subtle mysteries surrounding this point. Because Neiguan is not only a therapeutic resource, but a symbol of something much deeper, reconnecting with universal harmony through a simple gesture. One of the most fascinating aspects of PC-6 is its relationship with the pericardium, the tissue physically protecting the heart. In Chinese esoteric vision, the pericardium is much more than a membrane. It is the spiritual guardian of the inner emperor. By stimulating this point, we not only relax the physical heart, but also strengthen the protective field, safeguarding our essence. It is like igniting a wall of light around the spirit, so no external disturbance agitates it. Here we find an interesting paradox. PC-6 is activated with a minimal act, a thumb pressing the wrist for seconds, yet its echo can be felt throughout the body. How to explain this? Imagine a musical instrument string. Touching one precise point makes the entire string vibrate. So it is with meridians. They are invisible strings traversing the body, and Neiguan is one of the most sensitive nodes in that vibratory network. Another little explored nuance is its capacity to act on the emotional plane. Many people describe that by pressing it, they feel not only physical relief, but a strange mental calm, as if background noise they carried for years was switching off. This phenomenon is not casual. In Taoist wisdom, dense emotions are considered storms in the river of qi. By liberating Neiguan, those storms find a channel and the current recovers clarity. The spiritual symbolism goes further. Some Taoist masters taught that this point was a portal between human and divine. They said that whoever meditated activating PC-6 could feel celestial energy descending to the heart, and the heart's light ascending toward the mind. In that union, one experienced superior clarity, where decisions are not born from fear or ego, but from wisdom transcending ordinary logic. However, not all aspects of PC-6 are gentle. The ancients warned that if ignored, the channel could become fragile, leaving the heart exposed to anxiety, insomnia, or agitation. This is why they insisted this point should be cultivated regularly, not as emergency remedy, but as a habit of spiritual care. In summary, Neiguan is much more than a medical tool. It is a symbol of trust in simplicity. It reminds us that healing does not always demand complex rituals or enormous sacrifices. Sometimes, it takes only placing a thumb in the right place to awaken dormant forces. The mystery of PC-6 lies in showing us that the infinite can fit in an everyday gesture. Speaking of PC-6, Neiguan would be insufficient if we left it only in theory. True wisdom begins when we carry this practice into our lives, when we allow this ancestral secret to cease being external knowledge and become an intimate tool. Neiguan does not ask for temples or ceremonies, only your attention and your hands. Yet its impact can be as profound as a sacred ritual. The first counsel is making Neiguan a refuge in moments of anxiety. We live in an era where the heart beats accelerated, not from physical exertion, but from the chaotic rhythm of the mind. When you feel your pulse racing or your mind cannot stop, find this point in your wrist. Place your thumb gently and press for 2 or 3 minutes. Breathe slowly, visualizing that each inhalation extinguishes internal fire, and each exhalation expels the smoke of restlessness. Gradually, calm returns. The second counsel is using this point as the key to rest. Many people carry insomnia as an inevitable sentence, but Neiguan, stimulated before sleep, acts as a switch extinguishing accumulated tension. By pressing and gently massaging this point on both wrists with deep, unhurried breathing, you send a peace signal to the heart. It is like telling the spirit, you no longer need to be vigilant. Now you can rest. The third counsel is invoking Neiguan during travels or displacements. The ancients already recommended it against nausea and dizziness. Today, those who practice it discover that it not only relieves physical discomfort, but also creates emotional stability amid movement. It is like planting an energetic root in your wrist that reminds you that although the world shakes, your center remains firm. The fourth counsel is more spiritual. Use PC-6 as a meditation portal. It is not only about relieving symptoms, but using this point as a key toward the union between heart and mind. During meditative practice, gently place your thumbs on Neiguan and feel how a channel opens. Imagine mental clarity descending and fusing with heart serenity. This practice, repeated consistently, can help you make wiser decisions and live from inner equilibrium. Finally, an essential counsel. Make Neiguan a daily reminder that the sacred dwells in simplicity. Each time you activate it, think not only of its physical benefits, but that you are honoring a millennial tradition, repeating the gesture of innumerable seekers who, before you, found in this point a beacon of equilibrium. Neiguan is not a distant mystery. It is in your wrist, waiting for you to recognize it and make it your ally. By touching it, you calm not only your body, but also awaken the memory that you yourself are your best medicine. Throughout this journey, we have walked a path leading us from the annals of Chinese wisdom to the intimacy of our own wrist. We discovered that PC-6, Neiguan, is not a simple anatomical point, but a portal, a place where the body becomes a map of the soul and where vital energy reconciles with heart's calm. The ancients called it the key of 100 diseases, and we understand why. It was not about promising superficial miracles, but reminding us that health and serenity do not depend solely on the external. This point represents the human capacity to harmonize itself from within, to activate resources seeming invisible but beating deep in its nature. We have seen it in its physical dimension, how it helps calm anxiety, stabilize heart rhythm, relieve dizziness, and induce restorative sleep. But we have also seen it in its spiritual dimension, Neiguan as a bridge between the thinking mind and the feeling heart, as a channel through which love, serenity, and inner clarity flow. If something teaches us this millennial secret, it is that the human body is not a blind mechanism, but a temple full of hidden doors. Each energetic point is an altar, and Neiguan is one of the most accessible and powerful. A finger's pressure suffices to remind us that healing is closer than we imagine, that we need not chase external formulas when we already carry within us a map of balance and power. But the true value of PC-6 does not lie solely in knowing it, but in practicing it, in allowing it to become a habit, a gesture of conscious care, a reminder that you deserve to live in calm and vitality. Each time you activate it, you will not only be pressing a point on your wrist, you will be awakening an ancestral memory, traversing cultures and centuries. And here lies the great reflection. How many similar keys have we overlooked in our lives, believing the mystery is far away, when it has always been within reach of our hand? Neiguan reminds us that the extraordinary hides in the ordinary, that the infinite reveals itself in the minimal. So the next time you feel anxiety, insomnia, or simply the need to return to your center, remember this secret. you have in your wrist a door toward peace, a key connecting you with the wisdom of ancestors and the force of the universe dwelling within you. If this knowledge awakened your curiosity, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this video with those also seeking balance and clarity. Because sharing wisdom multiplies it, and together we can allow these millennial teachings to illuminate the world again.